Good afternoon students, welcome to my video class. Today I shall talk about English class 8 literature reader book unit 8 The Case of the Sharp-Eyed Jeweler. The Case of the Sharp-Eyed Jeweler. The story has been written by Nicholas Bentley. As we start the story, there is a pre-reading task in which the author has asked about the work of a detective, and then he asks to list a few qualities of a good detective should possess. Now let me start the story about a jeweler's assistant who foils an attempt to steal an expensive ring by virtue of his vigilance. In this story, the name of the narrator is William Morris, and he has a hobby to study crime and criminals, and he likes to read detective stories of great authors like Edgar Allan Poe to Agatha Christie. And he loves those detectives who are just ordinary men but solve a case using their common sense and power of observation, that means sharp eyes. And he has a habit to watch people. He says that as a hobby, people have different kind of hobbies, but his hobby is to study people. And then the narrator tells about his work, about his profession. He is a jeweler's assistant, which according to him may sound very normal, but he then says that he works for Rainier's. Actually, Rainier's is a very famous jewelry shop, perhaps in London, and it sells antique jewelry. Antique jewelry means jewelries which are very old, like 200 or 300 years old. And many of the jewelries they sell have a romantic story associated with it. Then he describes what he does in the morning as he reaches the shop where he works. It is his work to take out some jewelries from the safe and arrange them properly in the shop window. The day he is describing, in the morning he takes notice that a young woman is standing in the opposite side. In the opposite side in front of a undertaker's shop. And for 15 to 20 minutes she remained there, the lady remained there, which was quite unusual in the eyes of the narrator because she was standing before a narrator's shop but showed no sign of mourning. That means she didn't wear any black dress or like that. It was quite unusual because undertaker's job is to arrange for funerals after a man dies, and people who go to those shops generally show a sign of mourning like black dress or something like that. After a while, a customer enters into the shop, and the narrator recognizes the customer to be an American because Americans at that time had a habit of keeping chewing gum in their mouth and wearing very colorful ties. The narrator asks the American what did he want. The American replies that he wanted to look on some rings. The narrator's job is to show the customers the pieces of jewelry. So he takes out the trays of rings and shows them to the narrator. Total 4 trays he had taken out, but the American could not decide which one to buy. Finally, a flower ring, that means a ring made of gold, and on that there is diamond and rubies in the design of shape of a flower. It was a very beautiful ring and the price was too high. When the narrator takes out another tray of rings from the safe, when he turns, he notices that the diamond and ruby ring had disappeared. It was a very tricky situation because you cannot blame a customer outright of theft. And in those days, there was no CCTV camera, so that one would know what happened to a particular piece of jewelry. So the narrator started to search for the ring. The American also tries to help, but the narrator and another shop assistant, a lady, suspects the American, and the owner of the shop was called, and there was no option but to search the American customer for the ring. The owner of the shop, Mr. Rainier, takes the American to his office to search his clothes and all these things. Suddenly the woman who stood in front of the undertaker's shop across the street comes into the shop in guise of having a very cheap and imitation piece of jewelry to get that repaired. Naturally, the narrator suspects some foul play, something strange, because the lady had been standing in the opposite side of the shop for such a long time and enters into the shop only when an expensive ring went missing. So there was some foul play as per the suspicion of the narrator. Anyway, he could not say anything. He takes the jewelry which the lady had brought and tells that such kind of repairs are not done in his shop, in Rainier's, in an expensive or very valuable, high-valued shop like Rainier's. The lady starts to go out of the shop. Suddenly, the narrator stops him and asks her to give back the ring which was in the left pocket of her coat. The lady was shocked. The narrator warns her that if she did not give back the ring, he will press the alarm, the shop will be sealed, and within minutes the police would come. The woman did not say a single word. She puts her hand into the left pocket of her coat, takes out the stolen ring and gives it back to the narrator, then runs away as if the place was on fire. In the meantime, the American customer who had actually stolen the ring comes back laughing because Mr. Rainier failed to find any ring from him, from his body, from his clothes. How can that be? Because the stolen ring was there with the lady, and which the narrator had retrieved from her. Mr. Rainier was begging for pardon. He was very nervous and very worried because very expensive ring from his shop had been stolen. It was nowhere to be seen. And that very moment, the narrator opens his fist and shows Mr. Rainier the flower ring which went missing. As soon as the American sees the ring, he jumps and runs out of the shop like a bullet fired from a gun. Mr. Rainier was at loss. He could not understand how William Morris, the narrator, could find that ring because they had searched everywhere in the shop. Then William Morris, our narrator, shows a trace of chewing gum in which there was still a mark. Actually, the American customer had stolen the ring, and instead of putting that stolen ring in his own pocket or with him, he pushed and stuck that ring in the chewing gum which was there in the edge of the counter, outer edge of the counter. And the plan of the American to take out the ring with help of his accomplice, that woman who was standing in front of the shop for such a long time. The plan was the American would be searched, and in the meantime the young lady would come into the shop and she would take out the stolen ring. But the vigilance, the sharp eyes of the narrator detected the plan, and he foiled the plan and retrieved the stolen ring and saved Mr. Rainier from a big loss. So this is the story in which the author tries to give his point that actual detectives are one who is vigilant, has common sense and sharp eyes. So the name of the story is The Sharp-Eyed Jeweler. I hope you could understand the summary of the story, and after listening to the summary, if you read the story carefully, I hope you shall comprehend it and you will get the story very well. Okay students, today up to this, and goodbye till my next video class. Thank you and have a nice time. Thank you.